evening and welcome to the spring 5th and 6th grade band and choir concert. It's quite the improvement from our winter concert, isn't it? I am so excited to share the progress with your 5th and 6th grade musicians this evening with you. The first song that we played was a tune called The Court of the Noble Trumpeteers. And the next song that we're going to play is, since I'm a fan of songs with funny titles, we are going to play a tune called Aruba Tuba, which features a little bit of our baritone and, I bet you can guess, the tuba section. So we hope you enjoy Aruba Tuba. The baritones and tubas like that one. So our next song that we're going to play is a tune that you might have heard, you might be familiar with. In our arrangement, it's called Latin Magic, but kind of a familiar title it goes by is La Bamba. So the next piece is one of our favorites that we've played this year, and it features some Latin instruments, some fun melodies, so we hope you enjoy La Bamba. I mean, it's called Latin Magic. And we also have some special guest performers that are joining us. It is our 5th grade teachers. I can't believe I almost forgot to mention that, but our 5th grade teachers are joining us for the performance of Latin Magic as well. special round of applause to our teachers that joined us for that too. I always like it, and I know students like it when those teachers join us for our performance in the spring. They like dusting off the instruments after about a year or so and joining the kids for a couple of days of rehearsal. You've probably heard this, but one of my favorite things about this spring concert is being able to hear and see the growth in our musicians, not only as individual musicians, but as an entire band. So when I think back to the first day of band, it's always a lot of fun to think back in September. You remember those sounds, parents? Yeah. Where the growth that they've made between now and then. And with that, we're going to close with one more tune by the name of Zombie Stomp. And I think we figured out earlier this afternoon, this is probably, Latin Magic was up there. But this is one of our favorite ones of the year? Okay, I think probably because it has the name Zombie in the title. And I also think it's a stomp. Hence, Zombie Stomp. So, we hope you enjoy our last selection. Following the 5th grade band, the 6th grade singers are going to be performing their portion of the spring concert. And after the singers, you will hear from the 6th grade band. So please enjoy the 5th grade band's last tune, Zombie Stomp.
It's always fun to add a little extra element to a performance. The sound is awesome. They do a wonderful job, but I think it's just added some texture to it to have the lights and stuff like that. So thank you very much. Welcome, as Ms. Miller said, to our performance tonight. Our next song, two Spanish folk songs. I just want to read a quick translation. As I've talked to the students about, this isn't a direct translation. A lot of times when they translate for music, they try to write very poetically in English as well as in the original language, which means it's not exactly direct. But the first song, Riki 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 Ran, translates to Asarin Asaran. The workers of San Juan eat cheese, they eat bread. Those of Rique eat icing. Those of Roque eat brown candy. Riki 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 Ran. The second verse is Asarin Asaran. The bees come and go. They make honey for bread. They pollinate the flowers of Rique, such nectar of candy. And the honeycombs of Roque resemble brown candy. Riki 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 Ran. From the first folk song, we're going to go directly into the second folk song. So I'm going to ask if you could please hold applause. Even though they're going to do an awesome job and you're going to be moved to applaud, I'd like you to please hold your applause. They're a pair. We want to move straight into the second one, El Capotin. And the translation there is, do not disappoint me. Let me live in peace. That I, in standing by your side, will be loyal in love. I will be loyal in love and constant in affection. How tiredly walks the man when he desires a wife. With the little cape, this night is going to rain. With a little cape until nearly dawn. With the little cape, tonight it begins to snow. With the little cape until nearly daybreak. Please enjoy two Spanish folk songs. Thank you very much. When I first introduced that song, I heard a lot of, oh, another language. But I just asked, give it your best shot, give it a chance, and they've really done a wonderful job with the Spanish pronunciation. So I'd like to thank you guys and gals for doing that, giving it your best shot. It sounded great. Now, before I introduce the last song here, I just want to identify a few singers here who have stood out this year. Earlier in the year, we had auditions. There was a National Honor Choir that actually took place in Minneapolis this year. The American Choral Directors Association every other year has a national conference. This year was in Minneapolis. And for the National Honor Choir, I had a few singers audition, and 2 of our 6th graders actually made it in. They represented Minnesota very well. They were 2 of 15 Minnesota singers in a 300-voice choir. So it's pretty awesome to have such a high percentage of the Minnesota singers come from one small district such as Zumbrota, Mazeppa. So I want to identify Haley Moore. Raise your hand. Where are you, Haley? And Cecilia Kimber. They had the opportunity to do this in March, and if you ask them, it was grueling. They had 16 hours of rehearsal, but before they went there, they had to have their music already memorized. So they had 16 hours of rehearsal, and then 2 performances, including on the stage at Orchestra Hall in Minneapolis. A wonderful experience for those 2 young ladies. And also, there are 2 other singers in this choir who have auditioned for and made it into the Minnesota 4th, 5th, and 6th grade honor choir, which is taking place this coming weekend, actually, in Mahtomedi. So they've been working hard, getting ready for it, and those 2 are Holly Donovan and Michaela Rodriguez. An awesome accomplishment for all 4 of those ladies, and definitely they have represented and will represent Zumbrota, Mazeppa very well on such large stages. So, thank you very much, ladies. Nice job. Oh yes, I forgot, because he didn't audition with me. Kyle Moyer is representing in the boys' 4th, 5th, and 6th grade honor choir as well. He auditioned with Mrs. Peterson and has been working with Mrs. Peterson, so I overlooked that. Thank you, Mrs. Peterson. All right. And now on this last song, in the program, it does not say soloists, but there are some soloists, and I'm going to ask them to step down right now for Wake Me Up. This is a popular tune you may recognize. The choir, I like to give the choir a chance to choose a song. So we went through a whole process where they gave lots of options. We found ones that would be suitable, and then they voted on it. Nice practice in the democratic process here. And the song Wake Me Up by Avicii. And the soloists, we're going to start, it's actually a trio at first, with Ione Jurens, and can you stand with the trio? And Cecilia Kimber, and Sadie Meyer, I don't know why I was blanking on that. And then after that will be Avery Brown, and then Haley Moore, and Michaela Rodriguez. Please enjoy Wake Me Up, and thank you once again for coming out tonight.
Feel my grab their instruments and